This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can be a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help you find options within your budget. Try it today at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Coming up, a thriller about the art of translation.
A doctor explains why your memory might not be what it was.
Plus, our distraction of the week. I'm Mel.
I'm Dave. This is the Library of Lost Time.
I'm fascinated by the work of translators, especially of novels. Just in awe of their ability to capture the style and the emotion of the story while transforming it from its original language to another.
Agree. And they capture character and setting and tone. It's a literary magic trick.
Strong agree. Jennifer Croft is a very successful translator. She's done award-winning work translating Polish, Ukrainian, and Argentine Spanish, which all sound really challenging.
Yeah.
And not related to each other.
No.
She won the 2018 International Booker Prize for her translation of Flights by Olga Tokarczuk. She's also an advocate for including translators' names on the covers of books.
Yeah.
And to that, I'm like, yes, what? Why is this not happening?
Yeah.
I mean, translators aren't just copyists. It's not Google Translate.
Yeah.
They're writers and interpreters. So, to summarize, Jennifer Croft knows the world of literary translation inside out. Her new novel is The Extinction of Irena Rey, and I want to read it right now. Here's the setup. It's 2017. 8 translators from around the world are descending on a Polish village at the edge of the primeval forest for a translation summit. And
I had never considered the idea of a translation summit.
yeah, it's cool. They all get together to translate the author's new work. They refer to each other by their respective languages. So we meet Spanish, German, English, Serbian, Slovenian, Ukrainian, French, and a newbie to the group, Swedish. They're going to meet each other. They're going to hang out with Irena, their beloved author, and translate her new book. But before they can get down to business, their author disappears.
Oh.
The rest of the story is the translator's search for the author Irena, during which they learned hidden secrets about her and each other. The reviews all say that it's a combination of whodunit, thriller, and psychological drama that explores the dark side of celebrity and the art of translation. So it is a whodunit, but it's got literary stuff going on.
Yeah.
The story features a novel within the novel, and that's narrated by Emmy, who is also known as Spanish. She's from Argentina, and she says in the prologue, translation isn't reading. Translating is being forced to write a book again. She also has this to say about Irena's original book. I love this so much. The author originally wrote her book in Polish.
Yeah.
The Polish language comes whooshing through the walls of every paragraph, breaking plates and continually flicking the light switch, creating an atmosphere of wrongness.
That's nice.
I know, I want to read so much more of that.
Yeah.
To describe this book, reviewers are using words like madcap, intriguing, and rambunctious. NPR said, hold on to your chair because this is a good one.
Okay.
If your head is spinning at the layers here, a novel within a novel that is actually a translation of a Polish novel based on real events written by a non-native Polish speaker, you're exactly where you should be, and you're in for a delightful adventure.
That sounds great.
I can't wait to get lost in this one. It's The Extinction of Irena Rey by Jennifer Croft. I should also mention that if you also enjoy books in translation, we have a list of 27 novels translated from their original languages into English, and they all have a strong sense of place. I'll put the link in show notes.
Okay, so I wonder if this happens to anyone else. A while ago, I put 2 ideas together And almost simultaneously, I blew my own mind. And then I thought, I am certainly not the first person to have this idea.
Okay.
And the two ideas are, first, our memories are very fallible, right? We forget things, we remember them wrong, things come and go, odd bits get stored seemingly forever.
Hello, 1970s song lyrics.
Yep.
Why?
Exactly. We make up stories to connect them that have no basis in what happened. Like the internet meme, I am more likely to be able to tell you lyrics from the 70s than why I am currently in the kitchen. Like, I'm here, I walked in here for something, but also, I never meant to cause you any sorrow. I never meant to cause you any pain. I only wanted one time to see you laughing. I only want to see you laughing in the purple rain. The second thing is that our memories are who we are. Our memories inform everything from whether we eat cereal in the morning to the joy we feel when our loved ones walk into the room. The narrative of ourselves and how we think about everyone we know is written in our little gray cells. How do these two things coexist? How are our memories simultaneously flimsy and all-powerful? This seems like a huge design flaw to me. Fortunately, people who are smarter than I am have been thinking about this problem. There's a book that came out 2 weeks ago that I look forward to reading. It's called Why We Remember: The Science of Memory and How It Shapes Us. It's by Dr. Charan Ranganath. He's a professor at the University of California, Davis, and the director of the Dynamic Memory Lab.
Cool name.
Yeah, it sounds like a sci-fi title. He has been thinking about memories for over 30 years now. And
because he keeps forgetting.
That's funny. I hope he writes it down. Dr. Ranganath is also a musician. He plays guitar in an indie punk band. He's a very learned man, and he's got a lot to say, and he's put it in a book aimed at a general audience. In the book, he writes about why humans are better at forgetting and how memory orients us to new and unexpected things, the relationship between memory and imagination, and why we learn more when we make mistakes. Yeah. And he does it all in a very approachable way and throws in quotes from Iggy Pop and Stephen Wright and Snoop Dogg. The book came out just a few weeks ago. It's called Why We Remember: The Science of Memory and How It Shapes Us. It's by Dr. Charan Ranganath. And now our distraction of the week. A couple of weeks ago, we took a trip to London. I believe we mentioned this.
Still talking about London.
And while we visited many bookstores, that was not the primary reason we went. We went to see some theater. We saw 3 shows on 3 nights while we were there. Which
is unprecedented for people who are usually in bed with a book by 9 p.m.
Absolutely. We saw Nye at the National Theatre. That's a political drama about the beginning of the UK's national healthcare system, and it was way more fun than that description makes it sound.
Mm-hmm. Starring Michael Sheen,
yeah,
my pretend best friend.
From Good Omens. Mm-hmm. We also took a tour of the National Theatre. If you are in London and you like theater, I really recommend that tour. They took us backstage and we saw the 3 stages there. They had a walkthrough of some of the props and costume areas. It was very fun. An older guide told us stories about the shows that had been there. He was the kind of person who kept referring to Laurence Olivier as Larry. I had somehow forgotten how much I like theater, and this was a fantastic wake-up for that. We also saw Six. That's a musical about the wives of Henry VIII. The conceit there is that they're alive again, and they formed a girl group.
Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. But just for you tonight, we're divorced, beheaded, live.
If you are interested in that idea, I recommend going to a show. It's on Broadway, and they're touring it all over the U.S. and Europe.
And Canada, too.
Yep. It's fun. It's got things to say about those women and how some things haven't changed that much in the last 500 years, particularly if you're a young, pretty girl around powerful men.
I loved how fizzy and energetic and entertaining it was. And then you think about the song lyrics and it's like, oh.
Yeah.
They really do a great job of taking serious topics and making it smart and fun. And
yeah,
ultimately, the stories are sad, but the feeling when you leave the theater is euphoria. That is a lot of theater magic.
It's a strongly bittersweet show. It's got some sort of remarkable highs, and then there's also a moment in the show when there's a few moments in the show when it's kind of devastating. Mm-hmm. You're sitting there staring at basically the replica of those women and thinking about their lives and what they had to face.
Henry VIII.
Yeah.
The worst of us.
Good thing we've gotten rid of powerful narcissistic men, huh?
But just to bring that back around, it's a great show. If you like musicals, if you're interested in The Wives of Henry VIII, if you've read Wolf Hall, if you like Hans Holbein's art, all reasons to see that show.
Yeah. But the show I really wanted to tell you about is Guys and Dolls at the Bridge Theater. First, I want to tell you I have no love for that show. It is a 70-year-old musical about a bunch of street thugs and their girlfriends in the 1930s. The music is okay, but there aren't really any standout numbers for me.
I mean, Luck Be a Lady Tonight is pretty famous.
It is famous, but I don't like that tune very much.
Luck be a lady tonight. Luck if you've ever been a lady to begin with. Luck be a lady tonight.
You might know Bushel and a Peck. I was forced to sing it when I was in choir.
I love you, a bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck.
You might know Fugue for Tin Horns.
I got the horse right here, the name is Paul Revere, and here's a guy that says if the weather's clear, can do.
But that's about it. And the wisdom of that show, the denouement,
it's not good, you guys,
is that women should marry a guy and then work on changing him.
Marry the man today, rather than sigh and sorrow. Marry the man today and change his ways tomorrow.
Don't try to do it before you get married because that'll bust up the relationship.
Yeah. What horrible advice. Like, we're doing that scene, and it was like, don't do it, ladies. Don't do it.
And they're both great, and the song is really cute, and the chemistry between the two actresses who are singing this song to each other about how they should just marry the guy and then fix him.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
The conflicting emotions because they were adorable together.
Yeah. It doesn't feel good. So, why did I want to see this production of Guys and Dolls? It's because we had a friend describe seeing it. She told us that it was an immersive production. The audience is standing next to the actors when the actors are singing and dancing. There are times when you can sit on the set. It combines the intimacy of being in the front row of like a standing room only band with some Broadway and West End level performers. It's like a flash mob of an entire show with lights and costumes and a band, and it's happening right around you. So we went, and it was fantastic.
It was, I just get filled with enthusiasm and joy thinking about it all over again.
Yeah, it was so much fun. We walked into the theater, which is effectively a big floor. There are 7 or 8 different platforms that they raise and lower during the show. Cast members dressed like cops direct the audience around so nobody ends up on stage when they're not supposed to be. Some of the actors mull around with the audience and do bits at the beginning of the show, and then they do the show.
You can buy a hot dog when you walk into the theater,
yeah, you can
or a hot pretzel.
Or a fedora. And then they do the show. The actors look you in the eye. There was a moment when one of the dancers was swung out over the crowd, and it felt like we had to duck. About 3/4 of the way through the show, the leading lady, dressed up for a big burlesque number, looked over and said hello to me.
I got shivers.
I was like, Madam, I am married.
She's so pretty.
Yeah. There was a bit when one of the actors told a joke and it kind of fell flat, but Mel laughed.
I guffawed. I thought it was very funny.
And she was the only person in the theater who did so. And the actor kind of looked at her sideways and said, "Thank you," and then went on with the rest of his bit. And in the end, they cleared all the platforms and the cast danced with the audience while confetti dropped.
It was kind of like being at a really fun wedding at the end.
Yeah, it was super fun. If you happen to be in London and you like theater or, fun, think about Guys and Dolls. And if you're away from London, there are immersive theater productions across the globe. Try Googling for your nearest city and immersive theater, and you'll find everything from art installations you can walk through to improv to horror shows to theater like the bridge production of Guys and Dolls.
Visit strongsenseofplace.com/library for more on the books we talked about today and details about how you can get immersed in live theater.
Thanks for joining us in the Library of Lost Time. Remember to visit your local library and your independent bookstore to lose some time yourself.
Stay curious. We'll talk to you soon.